My name is Amy Conies, and I'll be your host for today. The presenter today is Mike Pearson, Security Evangelist at WatchGuard Technology, and we also have Nate Preston, who recently joined Outsource Solutions Group as our Sales and Operations Engineer. Mike will present today's session on protecting your business from ransomware. It's important to understand how ransomware operates, what you can do to stop it, and what to do if you've been compromised. We anticipate this session to last for about 30 minutes or so, and while your questions are important to us, unfortunately we will not have time to answer all of them. You are welcome to type a question in the question box, and we will respond directly via email. And we will also be holding another webinar next month, so keep an eye out for that announcement as well. So let's get started with today's session. I'd like to introduce our presenter, Mike Pearson. As I said, is a security evangelist and sales engineer at WatchGuard. WatchGuard is a global leader in network security, secure Wi-Fi, and network intelligence products and services to more than 75,000 customers worldwide. Welcome, Mike.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Mike Pearson from WatchGuard. I'm a sales engineer for Great Lakes, and I wanted to talk to you today about securing your network utilizing the WatchGuard firewall. And a couple of things that I'm going to talk to you today about is what the current threats in the world today, what's going on, and why you need to be aware of what's going on in the world today. The number one threat for small, small and medium-sized businesses today is ransomware. If you talk to anybody that owns a business today, the number one thing they're worried about is ransomware. And I'm going to show you today how WatchGuard can help you prevent ransomware inside your network. And we're going to talk today why everybody needs to have a TDR solution. A TDR is a threat detection and response. And we offer that inside of every single one of our firewalls, where we talk about the best of breed of technology and the layers in depth. And the more layers you can have inside your network, the more protected your network is going to be. And we tie all of those together: the firewall, intrusion prevention, antivirus, anti-spam, reputation-enabled defense, APT, zero-day malware detection, URL filtering, and now today, TDR, threat detection and response. And we take that entire blade solution that you're used to seeing in a normal mid-sized network, and we tie them all into a single appliance where we use best of breed. We've gone to the best of the market, the best in what they do, and we've created a partnership with them, and we brought their technology inside of our firewall, and we utilize their database or their cloud or their whatever, and wrap it all inside of a firewall for you, where you can get enterprise-grade security at every single level of our WatchGuard firewall, from your single home use all the way up to a huge data center. We offer the enterprise-grade security with the entire UTM and threat management and total security and everything else that we offer. And here is a package that we offer today to total security. So when you purchase a WatchGuard firewall and total security, you're going to get one firewall with one SKU with all of this stuff in it. And all these layers are built into every single WatchGuard firewall. So we have the firewall, mobile VPN, branch offices, application, IPS, application control, WebBlocker, spam blocker, gateway antivirus, reputation-enabled defense, network discovery, APT blocker, data loss prevention, dimension command, threat detection and response, which is what we're going to talk about today, and then also gold support. So with that, I want to just go into this real quick and just show you a quick funny little video that I have talking about ransomware.
I'm an IT manager's worst nightmare when it comes to security. I exploit your most valuable and your most vulnerable asset, your employees. I am Ransomware. If I'm feeling lucky, I can just send a few emails hoping that a couple of your employees open my attachment, and you'd be surprised how many will. But folks are smarter than they used to be, so using a targeted approach works best. Social networking sites are a honeypot of useful information, and in a few clicks, I have a better picture of your employees, their roles, and even their interests. I'll take my time to tailor an email to make it look like it's coming from one of Judy's coworkers and send it off to my unsuspecting victim. So when Judy in accounting clicks a promising link from her favorite coworker, she lets me right in the front door. Systems locked down, data inaccessible, business is grinding to a halt. Your organization is now one of thousands of small businesses to fall victims to my attack. And everyone's looking at you to clean up my mess. The fix is simple, really. Pay my ransom and you get your data back. You want to think about it? Fine. You have 72 hours to pay up, or kiss your data goodbye forever. Fact is, I don't even want your data. I just want you to want it badly enough to meet my demands. Businesses like yours are low-hanging fruit to me, ripe to be picked. With thousands of ransomware samples at my disposal and millions of people like Judy and organizations just like yours, I simply can't resist. You can try to rely on backups. Spend a little more time educating your employees, but without proper security solutions in place, it's only a matter of time until I'm getting who you expect. I'm ransomware. It's in my nature. Don't want to end up with me scratching at your door. Protect your organization. WatchGuard Total Security Suite offering advanced malware protection with WebBlocker, APT blocking, and host ransomware prevention. Each of these services can function individually to protect against ransomware attacks, but work best in tandem preventing, detecting, and remediating ransomware before the damage is done.
And that is my ransomware video. It's just kind of a cute little video we put together here talking about ransomware and how vulnerable your network is. So what I wanted to show you today is our threat detection and response system actually in a network and functioning. So this is my WatchGuard website where I am going to go to Support Center. And under the Support Center, we're going to have my WatchGuard here. And under here, this is where we manage our TDR, Threat Detection and Response System. And in that, you will see that I have several indicators here that I have kicked off some critical events where we've had ransomware inside my network. But what I want to show you today is this number here, 25, because that's going to change in just a minute. So I want to show you here. I'm going to go to one of my computers, and I have a VMware in my network. Here it is right here. And it is running a Windows 2008 R2 server. And on that server, as I'll show you in just a second as we get there, as long as I can type and talk at the same time, obviously I cannot. Here we go. My desktop in my Windows 2008 R2 server, here it is right here. We're going to go to the console. And there we go. Open that up, and you can see that I have threat detection and response here running on my computer. I also have a TeslaCrypt on my desktop. That is a version of CryptoLocker. So what I'm going to do is remove this threat detection and response. I'm just going to go ahead and shut it off. Okay. And there it is. My threat detection and response is off. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize this. And now I'm going to run TeslaCrypt on this computer. Right click, I want to run as administrator because, oh, that's always fun to do, right? Run stuff as administrator. And notice it did something with it. And in just a few minutes, you're going to see it pop up and infect my computer with CryptoLocker. Voila. I now have CryptoLocker. Your personal files are encrypted. It went through, and there it is. It put the CryptoLocker on my desktop, and now I have CryptoLocker on my computer. This is what happens when you have CryptoLocker in your environment, or you have an employee that gets CryptoLocker, and then it just runs rampant through your network and encrypts all your files in your data store and everything else. Okay? So now to get out of that, I'm just going to do a snapshot. I created a snapshot so I can go back, and I'm going to show you what this does when it runs with TDR actually running. So let me open the snapshot here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to restore to that snapshot. And while that does that, it does that because that takes a second or two. Notice that here, indicators, we still have 25 indicators. So with our CryptoLocker off, or with the threat detection response off, it didn't phone home to the server. It didn't notify me that there was anything going on. Okay, so this was a plain computer that can be infected, and it did not have threat detection response running. So now let's put it with the WatchGuard's threat detection response. It is on and started and running, so there it is running now. Okay, so let me minimize that with it running this time. Okay. Come on. It takes a second or two for me to be able to get back in after the rebuild. There it goes. Whoop, I think. Can I get in it? There it goes. So let me minimize that. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Right-click on it. Run as administrator. Okay. There. It removed the file off the computer again. Okay. And let's give it a few seconds, about the same amount of time that it took to actually encrypt the computer again, and let's see what happens in the background. Okay. And while that's doing that, I'm going to click on this and open a file. And in here, I have some pictures. So let me just go ahead and see if I can open a picture here. Let's see here. Let me open it with Photo Gallery. Will that work? I think I normally do Paint here. So I'm using the computer after I ran CryptoLocker, and I'm still using it. Okay, and I'm able to get into my files. Okay, and let's see if that one will run. There it is. There's a picture. Yep. Oh, okay, cool. So I can still access my files, and I'm using the computer. Well, CryptoLocker is supposed to be running in the background, right? Encrypting my files. It's not encrypting my files. It just disappeared. Okay. Now let's go back to the website. Let me hit refresh here and see what happens here. I have 30 critical events. Let me click on the critical events here and see what just happened. There it is. I have Tesla Crypt. It was on C administrator under the desktop. Okay, and TeslaCrypt.exe, and it killed the process. I know it says fail over here. Ignore that. It really didn't fail. It failed to run, but it killed the process. Okay. It told me it was administrator, desktop. It was TeslaCrypt.exe, but also down here, it gives me the Windows. There it is, Windows registry key where the execute actually tried to go into the registry and make edits, and it also blocked by them and deleted the registry. Quarantine, blocked, killed, and all that. So if I go back to the computer, look, it's gone. So our threat detection and response system is a CryptoLocker blocker at the point of execute on the PC. There is a host sensor that runs on the computer, and I showed you where that was right here. There it is right there. It's the host sensor running on this machine, and with it running, you cannot click on a CryptoLocker or any kind of ransomware and have it actually run. This will stop it at the point of execute. Okay? At the point of execute on your PC, there's an algorithm that calculates these numbers here. And if it makes a registry edit, it's an 8. If it does other things, and it'll add up to a 10. And I have set up in here anything that is scored 6 or higher, it's going to automatically remediate and kill the process on the computer and stop it from happening. And if you have to abide by HIPAA compliant today, the new law that came out in January, if you have to be HIPAA compliant, you must be with 100% accuracy prove that when you get CryptoLocker, there were 0 files stolen off the computer. And once you get CryptoLocker, there is no way to prove that nothing was stolen off that PC. So the only way to be 100% sure that nothing was stolen off the PC is let's not get CryptoLocker to begin with, okay, and stop it at the point of execute. So I can go out to a virus website and download another variant of TeslaCrypt or CryptoLocker or whatever it is. I can put it on my computer. If my AV does not stop me from doing that, then the threat detection response will stop it at the point of execute when I click on it and try to run it, or when you get it in an email and it tries to run in the background. The threat detection response is going to stop that at the point of execute, and not only stop it, it removes it off the PC, so I cannot run it a second time. Okay. That is our TDR, threat detection and response system, and it is cloud managed, and you will get an alert, and you can set this up to send it emails. As soon as this happens, you can get an email that, hey, this so-and-so on this computer got under the user, administrator, whatever they were logged in with, okay, and here's the operating system that was on it. They got whatever it was, TeslaCrypt.exe, and we removed it off the computer. So your effort inside your network today, when you get CryptoLocker with the TDR turned on in your network, your response and your fix for this is do absolutely nothing, because there's nothing for you to do. It was handled at the point of execute on the PC and remediated and removed off the PC. There isn't even a restore on the PC that has to happen. Okay, you're going to get an email and it's going to say done, remediated, killed process, done. So what you do then is go back to work and continue on your day and forget about it. Okay, or you could call them and go, the end user, and go, whatever you did, stop it. And that's the fix. Okay, because we do it all for you automatically. And that is our TDR, threat detection and response system with TDR, and our ransomware. The other thing that we offer for you in a threat detection or a ransomware and other detection stuff to keep you from getting it on your computer is those other layers that I talked about inside your Firebox. And let me bring that folder file back up here just a second, the PowerPoint. There it is right there, okay? WebBlocker. You may not think that the WebBlocker piece is a huge blocker for malware and stuff like that. It's just keeping people from going to websites. But inside the WebBlocker piece for the WatchGuard, there is a security tab. And that security tab blocks all categories such as bot networks, key loggers, potentially unwanted software, all that kind of stuff. And I know you have people that, that don't go to those types of websites, and they don't go to bad websites, they don't do any of that kind of stuff. So you probably are going to tell me, hey, we don't need URL filtering. But what I wanted to show you here real quick is under our subscription services, and I'll show you what that looks like under WebBlocker piece, is under the categories right here, this security tab. And this is malicious websites, spyware, phishing and other frauds, keyloggers, potentially unwanted software, bot networks, malicious embedded links, malicious embedded iframes, suspicious, all this kind of stuff. Okay? And I know you have employees that don't go to that stuff, but they do go to websites. Okay? And when they open a website, they go up here into the address field and they do something like this. Hi, Mom. How are you doing today? And then hit enter, and they spelled Google wrong, or they put the wrong extension in there. Okay? Anybody been to White House to pay your taxes? I'm not going to do it, but whitehouse.com is not where you pay taxes. That is .gov, whitehouse.gov, right? And I spelled White House wrong, of course. Right? Okay, that's where you go to pay your taxes, and you see the federal government and everything else. But the misspellings and the wrong extensions, that's what that security tab does for you. Every time you have an end user misspell something up here, put the wrong extension in there, okay, it gets blocked by potentially unwanted software or bot networks or potentially or mobile malware or whatever it is. It scans that website, it knows what it is, and it has this on it, so therefore the misspellings and the wrong extensions are blocked right at the point of the firewall, at the point of your end user hitting enter, and therefore you are less likely to be allowed to go to those websites where the malware is, and the mobile and the suspicious embedded links, mobile malware, and compromised websites, and all that stuff. And that's done right here at the level of the WebBlocker piece. Okay, and that's why we talk about protection in depth. And the more layers of protection you can have, the more secure you are. Because every step of the way here, everything inside the WatchGuard firewall protects your network from potential malware and viruses, including the antivirus piece and the APT, which is our zero-day malware detection. Okay, if your AV doesn't allow it to, doesn't see it, then it passes it over to APT, and APT will run it up in a sandbox and check the behavior on it. Okay, and then if it didn't come through your firewall because your employees are at Starbucks or they're at home, then you have the TDR layer loaded on the PC. So if they got the whatever they got, CryptoLock or whatever from Starbucks, then on the PC at your last layer of defense is your threat detection and response. And that's how the layers of security work inside the WatchGuard firewall. And we offer that, and I told you a few minutes ago that enterprise-grade security on every single one of our appliances, from the single home user T10 all the way up to the 5600. No matter what size of network, we have a firewall that is configured identically the same all the way across the board to fit your needs, with the enterprise-grade security, with TDR and everything else tied into that. So then that piece takes me into a login and reporting piece. We also have a free login reporting piece that comes with all of our firewalls. It's called Dimension, and inside of that you can see the logs of what everybody else is doing in your network. Okay. Cancel here, and I can't hit. Let's try that. Okay. There we go. And I wasn't going to talk a whole lot about Dimension, but there's just one thing that I wanted to show you here. Inside of Dimension itself is my logs, and in the logs I can do some reports, and under the reports I can do a specific report for an end user. If I do like most active clients, who's using the most bandwidth on my network. Okay, here they are. If they're tied in with Active Directory, I get the usernames. If they're not tied in with Active Directory, then I get their IP addresses. And anything in here, I can click on either the name or the IP address and drill down into reports to see exactly what's going on, what have they been doing on my network, most popular domains, where they've been going, the traffic, and here is the WebSense categories. What are they allowed to do? And then I can take this out into a PDF, or right at the very top, okay, it will pull in their Active Directory name if they're on Active Directory. Okay, and I can do another report if you want to see it, that it'll do the Active Directory name up here. If they're not, this is one that's on my guest network, it'll pull in the IP address of that machine, where you get to see all of the WebSense categories that they've been going to in the time frame in which that you've ran the report for. Okay. And you get the event time, so you get a date and time, the WebSense category list, the policy in the firebox that was used to go there, how many times, whether they were allowed or denied, the website they went to, and then how many times they went to that specific website. And there is no really setup for this to get this to function. All you have to do is have your WatchGuard firewall pointing to your Dimension server, and it will automatically build all these dashboards and all these reports for you. And then all you have to do is click on them and run them. Okay. Let me just run through this real quick. On the dashboards of the Dimension server, you get executive dashboards. So this is nothing that you have to build. This builds automatically just because you've had Dimension. And in here, you get top clients, top domains, top URL categories, top destinations, top applications, and top application category. This is our application control piece. This is our WebSense web URL filtering piece. What have they been allowed to do and allowed to go to while they're on your network? Okay, and that is our Dimension login reporting. The other thing that we offer on the WatchGuard side is I'm going to go ahead and see if I can back out of this, go back to watchguard.com and show you our wireless. We offer a wireless intrusion prevention piece called WIPS, Wireless Intrusion Prevention. And in there, we have a WIPS sensor that will scan your network and watch your APs and tell you whether or not you have a rogue access point, or if you have a Wi-Fi pineapple running in your network, and it will stop the Wi-Fi pineapple from working and force all of your devices, your computers, and everything that you know of, all your corporate devices, back to your corporate network. And that is also a cloud-managed solution in the WatchGuard website. So if I go to WatchGuard, go to support, and then manage Wi-Fi cloud, and these are my access points currently running at my house here that are in here. So if I go to manage, here we go, and I'm going to go to monitor. And how we do that is under security, we can tell this system, here are all of my access points that I control. Here's the SSID that is my trusted SSID. I go to all of my clients. So every computer that I know that should be on here, I'm going to make it an authorized and or a guest, okay, and tell it that these are the devices that can connect to my APs, okay, and then all of everybody else is called external. These are all my neighbors' SSIDs and or phones or radios that they are broadcasting, all the blue ones, okay? And those are not authorized to be on my Wi-Fi solution here at home. So therefore, their phones and their devices, even though I'm broadcasting my SSID, I could give them the password to my network here, and even though they try to connect, they will get constantly kicked off to my wireless because they are not authorized to be on my wireless, and they will not be able to transfer data, and they will not be able to pull any of my devices off of my network utilizing a Wi-Fi pineapple and create some kind of man-in-middle attack while my devices are here on my network, because my WIP solution will basically off that pineapple as a rogue access point and force all of my known devices back on my trusted network. And it will not affect any of my neighbors' Wi-Fis because I've told it that those are all externals, and it knows those are external access points, and we will not allow any of my devices to connect to those or any of those devices to connect to any of my Wi-Fi without shutting off their Wi-Fi. And that's what sets us different than everybody else on the market. We're the only ones on the market that has the ability to determine traffic, and we watch packet between access points and our wired network and all of our devices. So we know the device end, We know the access point, and we know the Ethernet side of all of that, and we track all packets between all devices, and we can tell if it's a rogue access point inside of our building or outside of our building, or a sister, or whatever it happens to be, and we will shut off the access point that is acting as a rogue access point on our trusted network, but also leave every other access point alone that is not on our system, and it should not be affected by what we do. Okay, so I'm going to, I thought I was going to go back to our my PowerPoint slide here real quick and just jump ahead and show you that our TDR system that I talked about earlier, okay, is designed to work with all of these other vendors. So someone may ask, yeah, you got TDR, it's a host sensor that goes on the computer, but I already have antivirus. How will that affect my antivirus? We do not affect your antivirus. We work in conjunction with, on the same computer as all of these vendors of any one of these that you have on your computer that is already doing antivirus. But TDR is not a replacement of antivirus. It's in conjunction with another layer in your network. Okay. There's that. So what I talked to you today about is threat detection and response in depth. Okay, the defense in depth, the more layers that you can have inside your network, the more protected you're going to be. Everybody in the world knows that we have to have a firewall in your network. Okay, but a firewall is not going to 100% protect your network. You have to have other things. You know you have to have AV. You've been doing it for 20 years. You know you have to have IPS, intrusion prevention. Okay, you know that you have to have other things. Okay, and we offer all of those things inside a single appliance, where we offer the industry leader today, defense in depth in the UTM package with our total security suite, and advanced malware protection utilizing the TDR, the threat detection and response. There is not another system on the market today that has the threat detection and response system that we have today, and I know that because we bought the company last year. Okay, and WatchGuard now owns that. And there are other companies out there that have something similar, but it's not a threat detection and response. It's a threat detection, okay? And once the threat happens, they get a automatic restore and backup of that computer. So it didn't stop the CryptoLocker from happening. Once your files get encrypted, the system automatically restores the computer to a restore point. But once you get CryptoLocker, your files are already missing because they already got them. Whoever put CryptoLocker on your computer already has your files. So you can't prove that the files weren't stolen, but all it does is do a factory restore prior to the point in which they got CryptoLocker. We don't need to do a restore because we stop the CryptoLocker at the point of execute, and nothing actually really happened. It didn't run and it didn't encrypt the files, and that is our advanced malware detection today with TDR. And then security and visibility tools. The more you can see, the quicker you can see inside your network, the quicker you can respond to issues and fix those and know exactly what's going on in your network. And today we have the leading login reporting tool in its price range today, and that is our Dimension login reporting tool. And that's pretty much what I have for you today. Thank you for giving me your time and joining our webinar today. And I'm going to go ahead and hand that back to whoever wants it.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome.
Right. Well, we appreciate Mike's time. That was very informative and hopefully in line with what you all were hoping to hear about and what we definitely wanted to express there. Whoops, sorry. Make sure I'm showing the right thing. There we go. All right, so just to kind of finish up with some final comments here, you know, we are Outsource Solutions Group. Most of you probably know who we are. To reiterate, my name is Amy Conies, and I am the HR and office manager here, and also the marketing manager as well. So we have a great team with us. Nate Preston is here. You know, he started with us a few months ago, and Nate has been a terrific resource. You know, some of you may have spoken with him already, but he is very knowledgeable in any questions that you may have on this topic, plus others. You know, for those of you who aren't familiar with us, we've been around since 1998. We've been in this area the entire time. We take great pride in serving the Chicagoland area. We have a 98% customer retention rate, and as most of you on the line know, we will provide world-class IT support. That is our mission, and we strive to do that to the best of our ability. Some of the strategic partners that we work with, you know, a lot of these you would have come in contact with in the course of your business. We are gold partners with WatchGuard, which is the highest level that they have, and we enjoy that relationship with them. But of course, we work with many, many others as well. And then just to close things out, we want to offer a free security assessment. If you want to be one of the first 10 people to email me at sales@osgusa.com, you will win a free security assessment which can help you with this ransomware and many other topics on your network. And it's a great, great product that you know, we will do for you. So get those emails going. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to contact us at that number. You can call any of us here with any questions that you have. Again, if you have a question, you can type it in the question box right now, and we will respond to you via email. Otherwise, thank you very much for your participation today.